Happy New Year, it's January 1st, 2026. I brought the New Year in a refugee camp with the survivors of the Dálfashir genocide. You saw brave faces, but the minute it became 2026, most of the women there broke down in tears. The United Arab Emirates militia, called the Rapid Support Forces, killed likely up to 200,000 people in Dálfashir. They went after especially the men and the boys. Although the camp had, I think they said 10,000 people, it was a handful of men. One little boy named Hamza told me that he lost his 4 brothers. He spent most of that time with his face zipped into a jacket. And he asked if I would go see his mother because his mother was too sick to come out. So I broke away with an interpreter because my Arabic isn't so good. And we went to see his mother. She was sick with grief. She never thought she could smile again. Globally, we have failed these people. You know, my hair looks kind of funny because the kids would sneak up and try and touch it because it didn't look like theirs. So I asked them, does anybody want to touch my hair? And all these little kids swooped down. And I think my hair needs to be washed, something fierce. But the feeling in the camp was heavy. It was full of despair. And yet, they were glad to be alive. But they didn't know how to go on. One person said that they came with nothing. Actually, that was the story of everyone. They came with nothing, and they passed bodies on the road. And they walked through the desert, 700 miles to get to where they are. And thanks to UNICEF, they had food. Thanks to President Burhan, who put in solar paneling and lights, they could scare away the scorpions. But they were all freezing. They weren't used to being out in the elements. They weren't used to asking for food. They were proud. They were used to providing for people. They were used to being the givers, not the receivers. So I ask everybody in 2026 to think about what these people saw was thousands of bodies along the road. Most of them lost all their children. There was too much pain for them to hold, but they did the best they could. When they first came to Northern State, it was the citizens who helped them, who took them in. And then a farmer donated a field and said, they can all come here. So that farmer also fed them all, thousands of people. If one farmer can feed thousands, what could $1 do to help people like them? So as 2026 goes forward, I ask this be the year of both hope and generosity. Because we can be generous, and we need to be. And we need to hear these stories, for without hearing these stories, there can be no healing and no justice. Thank you.